For the next 2 weeks, we are embarking on our most ambitious food journey yet. In only 2 weeks, we are eating our way through 12 different cities in France, Italy, Monaco, Switzerland, Greece. We're gonna take planes and boats and trains and gondolas, and we're gonna visit the most iconic restaurants in Athens. We're gonna go to the food capital of Italy, the birthplace of Nutella, and we're gonna spend way too much money in the most expensive country in the world, Switzerland. So it's gonna be insane, and I'm so excited. Let's eat. All right, we're here in the beautiful coastal city of Nice in France. This is the butt of Apollo behind me, as you can see, and we are on the hunt for some street food. Let's go. We've got our soka, so it's kind of a cross between like a flatbread and a pancake. It's made of chickpea and olive oil, and so it's like high protein, and it smells really good. It looks kind of like peppery, like they have some sort of seasoning, but I'm not sure. Apparently like the most famous street food in France, so we're gonna try it. Ooh, crispy, also really soft. It's got this nice char, so it gets like a little smokiness. That's really good. And it's just chickpeas and olive oil? There's gotta be something more going on. Yum. Yeah, it's just like super salty, savory, really warm and delicious chickpea pancake. Okay, so there's this really famous ice cream shop in Nice, but apparently they fell off a little bit, and the shop that we went to is actually the one to go to now. They make the fresh cones. They have so many different flavors. I got cookie and Ferrero Rocher. Oh, that's so good. Just chunks of cookies. Bite. So crunchy, so fresh. I mean, it's Ferrero Rocher ice cream. You can't go wrong. It tastes like hazelnut. Yum. We just made it to Ez, which is this gorgeous medieval town that's just nestled into the cliffside of the French Riviera. It is stunning, and right on top is this beautiful botanical garden. Honestly, probably the prettiest garden I've ever been to. Like, it is stunning. And we're gonna find some food up here. I don't know, I think there's like coffee shops and pastries and things like that. So yeah, we're gonna find food, but also just enjoy the view. Crepe time! So they had chestnut cream and Nutella crepes, and I asked him if he could combine them, and he looked at me like I was weird, so it might taste really bad, or it might be an innovation. You never really know till you try. Cheers. Innovation. So sweet, so nutty. Hazelnut and chestnuts. It's a lot of nuts. It's actually really good. It's so warm, like a very thin pancake.
So what if you just said, I love a really thin pancakes?
I can't, I don't know it. Yeah. And our final stop on the tour of the French Riviera is Monaco. We've been seeing beautiful sports cars, and we went in the Monte Carlo casino, which was stunning. There's all these like beautiful parks and everything. And we stopped for a little seaside dinner. I wanted to try a traditional food from this area in like France and Monaco. So this is called barbajoin, and it's Swiss chard and ricotta, and it's these like little fried pastries that look super crispy and delicious. Oh, it's like pesto. This one has pesto in it. That is yummy. Super flaky, buttery, like really like nutty and cheesy. That's really good. And then my dad got the gnocchi, and he's not sure what else is in here. It looks like cheese, like a cream sauce. Oh, that's good. Sun-dried tomatoes add so much flavor. Gnocchi is super pillowy. Just a lot going on, a lot of flavors. That's rich. As you guys can tell, I travel a lot, and I'm always looking for ways to lighten up my suitcase, which is why travel size cosmetics are a must. So today I am partnering with Scentbird to show you guys my new favorite travel size fragrances. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service where they send you different designer fragrances each month, and they all come in these super convenient travel size containers. And look, so you can lock it and then you unlock it to spray it, but you can lock it so when it's in your bag, it doesn't get all over your stuff. This month I am trying out this Gucci Bloom scent, which I am obsessed with, and I am so picky when it comes to perfumes. I've been using the same perfume for years, and I was getting so bored with it, but I'm like so nervous to commit to a new scent. So yeah, Scentbird is perfect for me. This Gucci Bloom scent has this kind of like, it's kind of like a yummy, like jasmine-y floral flavor, but then it's really like rich and robust. It's not too sweet though, which I love. Yeah, it's really gorgeous. I can't stop smelling it. And my other favorite scent this month is Juice by Commodity. I've never actually tried their stuff before, but that's why Scentbird is so fun. This one is kind of like a woodsy, darker scent, but then it has this like juicy, sweet raspberry, strawberry smells on top. It's really complex actually. It has a lot of depth. I also can't stop smelling this one. They actually have a huge selection of very diverse scents. There's really something for everyone, but if you don't know what you want, you can take Scentbird's quiz and then you can just check out their suggestions based on your personal preferences. Your first month is only $8 and after that it's $17 a month. So if you would like to try out Scentbird for yourself, you can scan my QR code or you can use the link below and enter my coupon code, which is just Carissa. And with that, you get 55% off and free delivery. Good morning and welcome to the food capital of Italy, Bologna. So many different foods were invented here. Mortadella, tortellini, bolognese. They produce the world's Parmigiano Reggiano and balsamic vinegar. There's even a gelato university. Yeah, there's a ton of great food. Apparently it's like the best pasta in the entire world. So we're gonna eat good today. Let's eat. Our first stop is for some street food that has literally been around since the Middle Ages. They're called crescentinas and they're kind of like little pizza pockets. They're deep fried and stuffed with like all these ingredients. You can get anything from like savory pizza and pasta to like chocolate and Nutella. So yeah, let's go try them. The dough is so crispy, but it's also really light and fluffy. The meatballs have a lot of flavor, a great bounce, and the marinara has like a sweetness, but it still has a lot of flavor without being too sweet, which is so nice. That's delicious. So Bologna, Italy actually invented mortadella, and this one has mortadella, stracciatella, and pistachios, which is just the perfect combo. Wow, the mortadella has so much flavor. It's sweet, it's soft, the cheese is so creamy. And the pistachios add the perfect crunch, a little nuttiness, and again, the dough. It's got that little stretch, a little chew factor, but it's so crispy. And now this one is filled with chocolate and peanuts, Nutella and peanuts. So good. The dough is really light too. Like it's fried, so you would think it would be really heavy, but it's not too oily, it's not too greasy, it's just like really light. The chew factor I can't get over, it's so good. We are heading to Restaurant Diana, which I heard has the best pasta in town, so possibly the best pasta in the world? I don't know. They also have gelato that they make there and they serve fresh, like right out of the tub. So yeah, we're gonna try a bunch of different pastas. I am so excited, you guys. So you're about to be hearing this a lot, but Bologna invented the tagliatelle bolognese, so of course we had to try it. Oh my God, looks amazing. I'm so excited. Oh my God, yeah, the bolognese, they make it here steamed and braised and sweated, and it's like this whole process to make the meat like extra tender and juicy. And the tagliatelle is just like the perfect like bouncy texture. It's just like so like chewy, but also really soft. You have to try it. It's like al dente doesn't describe it right. It's better than that. This dish, tortellini and broth, dates back to the 1300s, and the tortellini is filled with prosciutto and pork. Oh my God. It's so savory. It's got that firmness that goes really well with like the soupy texture of the broth. So meaty, salty, but like in the perfect way, like not too much, just the right amount of salt. They're kind of like giant tortellinis and they're filled with mortadella. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so soft, but also so firm. This one is super creamy, like definitely richer than the other ones. The truffle adds that little earthiness. Finally, we have the lasagna bolognese. So yeah, they invented bolognese here, so it's a super popular dish. Just look at those layers of pasta. Cheers. That's crazy. The meat just has so much flavor. It's like sweet, it's salty, it's tender, it's got the richness of the tomato sauce. And yeah, I mean, I really can't get over this pasta texture. It's perfection. They scoop this for you fresh, right out of the tub, and there's actually a gelato university in Bologna that you can go study how to make gelato, so it must be good here. Oh my God. That is like the butteriest ice cream I've ever had. Oh, so creamy, so chocolatey, and the chocolate is so cocoa-y too. It's not too sweet at all. You can tell they study gelato making here.
Caressa, forza Bologna, ragazzi.
And we couldn't leave Bologna without trying the best gelato in town. So I got this fluffy brioche bun that was stuffed with custard cream mascarpone gelato and smothered in melted chocolate. And when I say this was the best ice cream experience of my life, I mean it. Like, I don't know how they got the ice cream that creamy. It was like silk, and then it soaked into the fluffy, sugary bun, and it was just so rich. Good morning. It's another beautiful day in Europe, and today we are in Switzerland. We drove up here from Italy this morning, and we are at the Matterhorn, which is perhaps the most photogenic mountain in the world. Today, what I want to do is a what I spent in a day in Switzerland, because it is one of the most expensive countries in the world. So not including gas, it was $100 just to get to the Matterhorn from Italy. So it was a $30 car train, a $20 round trip train, and $60 for the cable car up and down the mountain. But it's totally worth it. It's absolutely stunning, and I'm so excited to try some Swiss food. Swiss food. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. And then we're gonna go explore Zermatt, which is the little Swedish town underneath the Matterhorn, and get some fondue and some chocolate. And we brought a Toblerone because the Matterhorn is the Toblerone logo. So you gotta eat Toblerone in front of the Matterhorn. Duh. Toblerone, Matterhorn. So crunchy, smooth, tastes like Switzerland. We will touch base back in the city of Zermatt. Ciao. Goodbye. All right, we have made it back to beautiful Zermatt, Switzerland. We are gonna go see the cheapest and most expensive meals we can find in the city. This town is absolutely stunning, nestled right under the Matterhorn. There's these beautiful glacier rivers running through it. It's just beautiful. So yeah, let's go eat some Swiss food. They say Switzerland has the best chocolate in the world, so we got some truffles from La Duroc, and we're gonna get some truffles from Lindt, and we're gonna compare the two and see which is better. It was about $20 for 8 truffles, so we'll see if Lindt compares price-wise. All right, we've got our Lindt chocolate. It was 8 truffles for only $6 versus $20. This is gonna be worth the extra $10, $14. We shall see. And now we're gonna get fondue. We are finishing our day in Switzerland with some fondue, and I just want you to guess how much this cheese fondue costs for 2 people. Take a look. Looks really good. Looks nice and herby. It's just the cheese and the bread, right? $75 for 2 people. Let's see if this bite is worth $75. Oh my God, that is insane. It's so sharp that it cuts through the richness in the coolest way. It is so buttery. And the crusty bread has a little crunch too. That's actually insane. We also got some chocolate fondue, which was $33 in total for 2 people. So not as bad as $75, but still not super cheap. Anyway, cheers. It is so rich. Yeah, Swiss chocolate hits different. It's just so smooth and rich without being too cocoa-y or too sweet. It's just the perfect balance of sweet and bitter and cocoa-y and smooth. It's just really good. Anyway, that was Switzerland. See you tomorrow. We are finally tasting which truffles are better, La Duroc or Lindt. These ones definitely come in a fancier container, but they were also $10 more. They're so cute. They look like little eggs. We are gonna start with a milk chocolate looking one. Oh, great crunch. Pretty smooth, not too sweet. But listen, I know what Lindt truffles taste like. And I can tell you right now, they're better than that. No frills, no fuss, just delicious. So smooth, silky baby. Oh my God. Lindt all the way. But the Lindt are definitely sweeter, so I think as an American, I'm just used to sweeter chocolate. So maybe the Swedish like these better. They were really good and very rich, but I would say the Lindt truffles were richer as well. Lindt all the way, baby. So the what I eat in a day was a little insane today. $30 for the car train, $20 for the round trip train, $4 for a Toblerone, $6 for 8 Lindt truffles, $20 for 8 La Duroc truffles, $60 for a cable car, $33 for chocolate fondue, and $75 for cheese fondue for a total of $250. A little insane, but it took us a while to get here, so a lot of that was transportation, and honestly, it was 100% worth it. Switzerland was breathtaking. So if you ever have the chance to come here, totally do it. Save up. I don't know, maybe you could do it cheaper. I think you could definitely do it cheaper. We filmed, a lot of food and stuff. Yeah, totally worth it. It is stunning. And yeah, see you tomorrow in Italy. Buonasera and welcome to Alba, Italy, the birthplace of Nutella. Surrounded by vineyards and home to the famous white truffle Well, Alba is basically the culinary capital of Piedmont, and in fact, the Ferrero chocolate factory pumps out so much hazelnut every day that the whole town smells like chocolate. Like literally we got out of the car and it just like hits you. And it's honestly making me really hungry, so we're definitely gonna look around and see what Nutella products we can find that they don't have in the States. They just released a brand new Nutella ice cream, so we're gonna try to find that. It's only available in Italy, and we're gonna get some handmade pastas and pizzas and Italy. Yeah, let's go eat in Alba. We literally went to like 5 different grocery stores to find this stuff. It's sold out everywhere, but here is the Nutella gelato, and it's only available in Italy right now. You're supposed to wait 10 minutes for it to like soften. It's got this layer of Nutella on top and it feels soft. Like it feels like just straight up cream. Whoa. Oh my gosh. That looks insane. Oh my God. Nutella ice cream. It looks so creamy. It almost looks like a mousse. And yeah, it's got this thick layer of Nutella on top, and then it's got like crunchy like layers of Nutella on the inside. I don't know. We shall see. Cheers. Yeah. Oh my God. That is insane. It's got the thickness and the richness of the Nutella, but then the ice cream is so creamy, it almost like lightens it up a little bit, but it still has like that iconic, like really nutty flavor of the hazelnut. That's dangerous. Oh, I'm so sad they don't have it in the States. Oh no. Looks like I'm moving to Italy. Look at how fluffy that is. It's like, yeah, it's like a mousse. Oh my gosh. Incredible. Nutella, you've outdone yourself. We also got some Nutella-filled cookies at a local bakery. Everything is Nutella in this town, as you can tell. Yeah, it's got like the crunch from the hazelnuts in the cookie, but then that smooth, delicious Nutella inside. This one looks kind of like a butter cookie with hazelnuts on top and then Nutella in the middle, like a shortbread, if you will. Very buttery, a little dry, but the Nutella's good. This is the pistachio cookie with Nutella. It's nuts on nuts. This one definitely is a little bit moister and not too sweet. I mean, it's Europe. I feel like all of the desserts in America were just used like so much sugar. So these are definitely like a more mild dessert. So they have so many different like Kinder and Ferrero and Nutella products that we don't have in the States. Like we found this chocolate cake filled with like a milk cream and then topped with more chocolate and covered in chocolate. So I haven't seen this before. Ooh, it looks like a cosmic brownie, but without the like M&M things on top. Ooh. Yum, yum, yum. Oh yeah, cosmic brownie for sure. Yeah, but it's got this layer of like fudge on top. And then it honestly is pretty moist and pretty fluffy. It's very rich actually, I feel like, for like a packaged like dessert like this. Next up, we are trying the Kinder Cards. I haven't seen these before either. Yeah, it's basically like the inside of a Kit Kat. It looks really like crispy. And then I think there's cream inside. Cheers. It's like a reverse Kit Kat. So crunchy. It's white chocolate inside. That is sweet. This is the sweetest one we've had so far. Super sugary. And yeah, like so like satisfyingly thin and crunchy. Really delicious. We also found this like peach-filled croissant that looks really interesting. So shiny, so fluffy. Cheers. Ooh, very tart. It's like a peach jam. It is sweet, but it's definitely like a tanginess like of the fruit that's really nice and very buttery, very soft. Not like super flaky, more bready, but for a packaged croissant, it's not bad. And then we found these little guys called Tronkies, and I just love the name, so we're getting them. Yeah, it's like a hazelnut. Looks like a wafer on the outside and then a hazelnut in the middle. It looks like a piece of wood. Cute. Yeah, it's got that like crunchy Kit Kat-y wafer on the outside, and then inside it's like hazelnut filling. So much hazelnut today. I'm not complaining. The lady at the tourism office said that the Nutella tastes different here. I don't know specifically in this city or just in Italy, but she said it's a lot better than Nutella elsewhere. So we had to just get a straight up jar of Nutella to try and see. I'm not complaining, honestly though. I literally can't buy this stuff. I can't have it in the house or I just eat the whole thing. We'll see. Ooh, it is different. Definitely thicker, a little less creamy, and definitely less sweet. It's really good though, but it does taste different. The sweetness of it doesn't linger on your tongue like it does in the States. Like, it doesn't make me feel like sick because of all the sugar. So yeah, that's actually really good. They also have plant-based Nutella. So now everyone can enjoy Nutella. Plant-based Nutella, how cute. Shout out all my vegans. Ooh, much softer. Whoa. really creamy, a little bit less flavor. You can definitely taste that there was a plant-based like cream used because it doesn't quite have the richness of like the milk fats. It is good. Like if you're vegan and you used to not be able to eat Nutella, like this is plenty good, but it's definitely not as good as regular Nutella. But it is very, very smooth and it's still really good, really nutty, but not quite as good. Sorry, vegans. That was all the Nutella products. The ice cream was really fire. I think honestly though, one of my favorites were these like cards. They were really surprisingly good. The white chocolate on the inside is like so sweet, really satisfying. Yum. Thanks, Alba.
And then on the recommendation of a local, we went to the town square, we got some bevs, we chilled for a little bit, and then we hit up this handmade pasta shop.
Porcini mushroom ravioli. Ooh, a little mushroom pockets. Whoa, perfectly al dente. That is so flavorful. Super, super savory. And then this has 40 egg yolks in this pasta. Talk about cholesterol. Oh my God, it's just the perfect texture. It's like a little bit chewy, but it's also like really soft and still kind of firm, and they're so thin. It's like such a satisfying texture because they're cut so thin, you know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, delicious. And the meat is super tender. Also so savory, like so much flavor. It's got a lot of sweetness too.
We also got to go on this amazing tour through Alba where we visited some vineyards and like hazelnut farms, and we drank wine from 80-year-old vines. And if you ever get a chance to try Barolo wine, you have to. It is so good. And then we drove to Florence, Italy to explore some of the incredible architecture, and we actually only had to wait in line 15 minutes for the most famous sandwich in the world.
It's street food day, and we are in Florence, so of course we had to get the most famous sandwich in the entire world. They sell 10,000 a weekend. We tried them in New York City, actually, not that long ago, like a few weeks ago, but since we were in Florence, we decided to try them again and see if there's a big difference. So we got 3 different sandwiches, and yeah, we're gonna eat them. So I haven't tried their pesto. This one has mortadella, burrata, pesto, and tomatoes. Looks good. It's good. The bread scrapes up the roof of your mouth, so you have to be careful. That's a fire sandwich. The bread is so crispy, so salty too, like in the best way. This one has mortadella and stracciatella and pistachios. So we've tried this one before in New York. It's almost sweeter than the one in New York. The pistachio cream has this like sweetness to it. That's really interesting. The mortadella is so soft, it literally melts in your mouth. I would say I think the bread was a little bit fresher at the New York location. Don't quote me on that. And finally, this one has Parmesan, salami, sun-dried tomatoes, and onion cream. Sounds delicious. Cheers. Whoa, that is good. Oh my God. The parm is so perfectly like salty and like creamy and kind of crumbly. I mean, it's just so soft. Again, it just melts in your mouth. And the onion cream actually adds like a decent amount of flavor. It kind of adds a little bit of like a bite to it, which is nice. I think this one's my favorite actually. Yeah, these were all really good. Honestly though, I think they were a little bit better in New York. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe they were just fresher. Maybe we just went on the right day. I wouldn't say that they were like worlds better than another sandwich that you could have in Florence, because we saw a lot of shops and they all looked really good, but if the line's not too long, it's worth the wait.
And then we drove down to Siena, Italy, and we got tickets for the Duomo, which is one of Italy's most prominent Gothic cathedrals, and it's actually like kind of overwhelmingly massive and beautiful.
All right, so we have now made it to Siena, Italy. We've seen some gorgeous architecture, and now we have more street food. So they're actually famous for wild boar in this city. So it's wild boar ragu and this like thick pasta that I don't remember the name of, but it's so freaking good. Okay, wild boar ragu. That's so good. It's not gamey at all. And the pasta has this perfect like bouncy texture. It's thick, but it's like kind of chewy. I mean, it's al dente. It's like a thicker spaghetti, kind of. The meat is really delicious. We also got some carbonara, which looks so cheesy. So peppery. That's got a lot of sauce. Eggy, creamy. You get it. It's carbonara, but it's real carbonara. Cheers. Whoa, that is fire. It's so salty, savory. Perfect ratio of like egg to cheese to pepper. And the pasta just like holds on to the sauce so well. So like each bite has so much flavor in it. Perfectly al dente, not too soft, not too firm. Carbonara. The porchetta is so salty, like in the best way. Wow. We also got these little picchi fritti, which are like fried pasta with meat ragu inside. We'll see. Whoa, now that is salty. I think it's cacio e pepe inside, not meat ragu. I mean, fried pasta. Can't go wrong. That's rich. Whew. Siena, baby.
We also had the absolute pleasure of staying at the second largest lake in all of Italy. It's called Lago Maggiore, and you take ferries out to these little islands where there's all these like huge, beautiful Baroque palaces where like Queen Victoria and Charles and Diana used to visit, and even Hemingway and Wagner vacationed here. The architecture and decor are absolutely stunning, and then you walk out back into this massive formal Italian-style garden, and I don't even want to know how expensive their landscaping bills are. And then we had lunch on one of the other islands at this little pizza spot on the water. And we each got our own pizzas because we didn't know they were going to be this huge, but this one had this spicy salami and this sweet tangy sauce. Chris said the crust wasn't done enough though, and that the cheese wasn't quite melty enough. But these personal focaccias were incredible. They were so fluffy with this super thin prosciutto, and the arugula was so fresh, and yeah, they were just so pillowy. And you guys, one of my favorite nights of the entire trip was this cooking class that we booked. It was a private class on this lemon grove in Tuscany. It literally looked like a fairy tale, and first off, we made bruschetta with fresh garlic and the sweetest, juiciest tomatoes grown right on their farm, and then they added these spicy peppers that they grow here too, and with a little added salt on top, it was like a flavor explosion. Oh, and this is their dog nocciolo, and then we made fried zucchini flowers, and I don't know if it's just because they grow everything fresh here, but they were incredible. Like the most satisfying crunch, not too oily, so salty and warm and crispy. And of course, we made some pasta. She showed us how to mix it right so it stays super tender. You have to work like really fast and use just the right amount of moisture, and she did say mine was the best, but that's besides the point. We were making tagliatelle, so you just flatten out the dough and then you cut it up. It's so simple. And then the sauce is just crushed up tomatoes from their garden and more of those spicy peppers. And you already know how I feel about spice. Like it just draws out the flavor and everything so well. And with the fresh basil and the thick, bouncy pasta, it was so delicious. He cooked it just right too, like the perfect amount of firmness. And I was getting so full at this point, but we had to end the night out with some tiramisu. And not to brag, but he did say that our mascarpone cream was the best they've seen in a while. And he used these other slightly thinner, crunchier biscuits instead of ladyfingers to add like more of a crispy texture. He also said that you have to grate real chocolate on top, not just cocoa powder. And yeah, I mean, this was literally the best tiramisu I've ever had. It was so insanely rich and creamy, but still really crispy and so chocolatey. Honestly, this is one of our favorite nights of the whole trip. It was just such an authentic, like beautiful experience. And finally, our time in Italy had come to an end, but it was time to head to Greece. Our first stop was Athens, but we only had 12 hours, so I wanted to see how many of the most iconic restaurants in the city we could hit in one day. Started at the most famous restaurant in town, which is number 42 on the list of most legendary restaurants in the world. They have the thickest, juiciest kebabs topped with this rich, creamy yogurt, and all those juices soak into the fluffiest pita grilled over an open fire. And we also tried the chicken souvlaki, and the portions were insane. So much tender, smoky, charred chicken and crispy fries and this soft, buttery pita. And I wanted to try the best Greek donuts in town, but it was closed, so we went to the most popular one. And I got the classic honey glaze dusted with cinnamon, and yeah, I mean, they were great. They're really fluffy and sweet and a little crispy on the outside. And I tried their most popular ice cream, which is flavored with spice from an orchid, rose water, and this like pine tree liqueur, and honestly, it wasn't my fave. But finally, we had to check out one of Athens' iconic rooftop restaurants with insane views of the Parthenon and the sunset. And I tried their lamb meatballs with this pumpkin compote and more of that thick, creamy Greek yogurt, and yeah, I mean, they were pretty juicy. But my favorite were these massive potato croquettes that were stuffed with smoked pork pancetta and covered in crispy breadcrumbs, and they were so cheesy. And finally, we got this gorgeous chocolate sponge cake with this like super sweet, really tart strawberry sauce, and it was really light and fluffy with this melty salted caramel ice cream. So I didn't know that Greece is like obsessed with Lay's, but at literally every single convenience store you walk by, there's like a million different flavors. So I got like every different flavor that I could find, and we're gonna try them all. Lay's taste test. First up, we have to try the tzatziki because tzatziki is just such an iconically Greek food. So I feel like these probably are gonna be one of the best ones. Oh my God, yes! They smell like yogurt and dill and cucumbers. Wow. Cheers. Yes, yes, yes. It's got that saltiness, but also the creaminess of the tzatziki. I don't know how they do it, but like it literally tastes exactly like it. Like the dill, the kind of tanginess of the yogurt. Wow, those are good. And I don't know if Pizza Hut is like a really big deal in Greece, but they have Pizza Hut Lay's, iconic restaurant, Pizza Hut. Nice and orange.
Whoa. They kind of just taste like American cheese, and like I guess they have a little bit of a breadiness to them. I don't know that it gives Pizza Hut, but it gives cheese. They also had prawn cocktail, and now I don't usually like fishy chips. I've had some of them in Asia, but the ones in Asia are always super sweet, so I'm hoping these are a little more salty. Prawn cocktail flavored Lay's. Ooh, they smell strong. Wow, that's intense. They're not too fishy. They actually have this creaminess. They taste more like the sauce that you dip the prawns in than the actual prawns themselves. Yeah, it's kind of like a Thousand Island taste. A little tangy, a little creamy, a little ketchup-y almost, but pretty good. I also found these cheese and onion ones. I'm also not the biggest onion fan, but we'll see. Whoa, they taste like Funyuns, basically. I'm not getting a lot of cheese, but I am getting a lot of onion. If you like onions, it's not too overpowering. It's kind of light. I actually like these. And I saw these oregano ones like everywhere. They smell exactly like oregano. I mean, I think it's literally just Lay's covered in oregano, which kind of is a great idea. Yep, that's a Lay covered in oregano. It's a very strong oregano flavor, but it kind of cuts through the saltiness of the chip in like a really nice way. It's almost a little bit refreshing. Very oregano-y. And finally, sour cream and black pepper. Cheers. It's got kind of a sour creamy aftertaste. I wish it was pepperier. More pepper, please. These flavors were so fun though. The winners for me are the tzatziki and the prawns. Just the strongest flavors and the yummiest. Lay's.
And then we explored Greece for a few days and we got to visit the island of Paros with those iconic white streets and like huge flowering trees. And we took a boat tour to the Blue Lagoon where the water is so blue it looks like a pool or something. We went snorkeling, we saw so many fish, and then eventually we made our way to the island of Crete where of course I had to have a street food day.
Well, my friends, it is finally our last stop of the trip and we are on the island of Crete in Greece. So of course we couldn't leave Greece without doing a street food day. We're gonna get some vougatsa. We're gonna visit a handmade phyllo dough shop where we get to watch them make the phyllo dough. We're gonna go get some gyros, of course, and see what else we find. Yeah, so let's go eat some street food in Crete. I heard from a lot of locals that Crete has the best food in all of Greece. Maybe they're a little biased, but we'll see. Yeah, let's eat. First up, we are trying some vougatsa, which are these traditional Greek pies made with handmade phyllo dough. And this one is filled with cream and topped with powdered sugar and cinnamon. It smells delish. Oh, so cute. And she cuts it up into little squares for me like a child. The child that I am. Oh yeah, that is rich. The phyllo dough is so crispy. It's so warm. And then we also got this minced meat version because we're cool like that. So yeah, it's filled with, I want to say like pork and beef perhaps. I do not know. Cheers. That is also really rich and savory. Got a little bit of sweetness to it. And vougatsas are traditionally eaten for breakfast, so I feel like this could be shared because it seems like a big, heavy portion for like one person's breakfast. It's like a whole pie, but it's really delicious. We're on the streets. We got fried potatoes. So these are like a popular meze dish that you get them like while you're having a drink, before dinner. And then they're topped with this cheese and cream mixture. I believe it's local to this island in Crete. Each town on Crete has like its special cheese. It's usually made of like sheep or goat's milk. But yeah, this is like a mix of cream and cheese. So hopefully it's good. Fresh fried potatoes. Oh yeah. So crispy. The cheese isn't too overpowering, but it's really melty and creamy and wow. Great crunch. So perfectly salty. We also got one of their wraps. It said it was made in pita, but it looks more like a roti. It's like super flaky, like more of like a non-roti type Indian bread, but it's pulled pork. Pork is like so big in Greece. I feel like every dish has pork in it. It's also got caramelized onions, pickled apples, and sriracha. Sounds incredible. Oh, and fried potatoes, of course. Whoa, that meat is amazing. It's so flavorful. It's got a little sweetness, a little spice, some creaminess. It's really peppery, so tender, and the bread is so buttery. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, juicy, baby. And the pickled apple, it's such an interesting flavor combo. That's delicious. So we also went to this handmade traditional phyllo workshop to get some phyllo pastry, and we got to watch him making the dough. He said it has to rest for 3 hours in order to get that stretchy. It literally stretches thinner than paper. It is so cool. It covers like the whole room. And then they like cover it and they do it again and again and again all day so that they can make these super fine layers of phyllo. Oh my God, these look so incredible. And then of course they're like coated in sugar and filled with nuts and different things. And yeah, we asked him what the secret was to make like the phyllo dough so thin, and he basically just said patience. He did say that he used a special kind of flour, but mainly you just have to wait a really long time so that the dough can just rest and get as stretchy as possible. And yeah, the shop has been there for over half a century. They've just been making this phyllo dough by hand for the town of Rethimno for over half a century. Like, that's crazy. There's so much history, and obviously that makes the food taste better, right? Yeah, and we got all of these pastries for only $6.50, which I feel like is a pretty good deal because it's free to just go in and watch them make it, and you get to learn about the history and stuff. Yeah, look at these layers. I mean, just think about how long it takes to make one of these pastries. Crazy. It took them like at least 5 minutes to make each sheet, so goodness me. It's filled with nuts and coated in sugar syrup. Cheers. Wow. You can tell the nuts are toasted too. They have so much flavor, so sugary, so buttery, so crispy. This is just comfort food to the max. And for some reason, like seeing how much effort went into it just makes it taste better, you know? I knew it would. I knew it would. Told you so. And now this beast is made of kadaifi, which is just shredded phyllo dough. And it is heavy. My goodness. It kind of looks like a caterpillar. Cheers. Also so sweet. Almost has kind of a floral taste, like maybe some sort of rose syrup was used in the process. Also really delicious. My fingers are very messy. That is so incredible. If you're ever in Rethimno, you have to go to the handmade phyllo factory. It is so fun.
And for our last day in Greece, we took a tour with Shore Excursions Group. If you've never used them before, like you have to. Their tours are so fun, never too crowded, great for cruises. But yeah, we took this awesome Jeep cruise up through the mountains of Crete, and just look at these views. Like, it was so stunning. And we went to this family-owned winery up in the hills where we got to like pick and eat our own grape.
We're eating wine.
Ripe?
Ooh, so sweet. Feeling it. It's kind of like a strawberry. Whoa, it's like spiky, a little leafy. Yum.
And then we took a tour of the winery, and they showed us how winemaking has evolved over the years, because it's really become like quite automated and streamlined, like far from the days of stomping on grapes with your own bare feet.
They also produce olive oil here, so we're gonna do a little olive oil tasting. Our guide said that Crete has the best olive oil in the entire world. And they also make smoked sea salt. Whoa, smells like a campfire. Best olive oil in the world. Let's see. It's very rich, very smooth, silky. Yum. We've got Cretan pie. They love their pies in Greece. I respect that. That's good. Spinach, cheese, so buttery, crispy, but also really soft. We also have dolmaki, or grape leaves, stuffed grape leaves with yogurt. Ooh, it's so herby. It's just got this really like complex like earthiness from the grape leaf, and then the rice is really soft and the yogurt is really creamy. Perfect appetizer. Our guide said that this pilaf dish with goat and chicken is a tradition at weddings. She said at her wedding, they had 300 goats to feed all the people. 1,200 people at her wedding, which is insane. But yeah, we're trying pilaf. That was really good. The meat just falls apart, and the sauce has so much flavor, super savory, and the rice, it just like melts in your mouth. It's so soft, and the cheese is like perfectly salty. That's really, really good. Yum. Bueno. And last but not least, we have candied carrots, which I have never thought of before, but I guess you can candy orange peels and stuff, so why not carrots?
And yeah, that's the video. We truly ate our way through Europe. Like, there's food I didn't even have time to show in the vlog, but it's all up on my other socials. And thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much. And that's all for today.